Welcome to Cattle Connect, your insight into Alabama's beef cattle industry. I'm your host, Kayla Greer, and this is Cattle Connect, brought to you by the Alabama Cattlemen's Association. Welcome back to another episode of Cattle Connect podcast. You already know who's with me. She's my right-hand co-host and ACA Executive Vice President, Erin Beasley. Erin, can you believe it's already convention month?
Oh, convention month, our favorite month of the year, and yes, it is here, and so we're getting ready. We hope everybody will join us February 23rd, 24th, right at the Von Braun Center in Huntsville. Looking forward to another trip to Huntsville, Kayla. How about you?
Yeah, it's been a few years since we've been up that way, so excited about it, hoping that the weather cooperates. That's always
Me too.
the risk that we
Yes.
take going up to North Alabama, especially with what you guys experienced in the past couple of weeks up there. But we're bringing all the good weather from South Alabama with us when we come, hopefully. So
I hope so. I really do. It will help the whole event.
that's right. So we mentioned at the closing of last week's episode that we would be doing a deep dive into the 81st Annual ACA Convention and Trade Show, and that is what you can expect to hear on today's episode. We'll be chatting about what's new at this year's event. We'll talk about our different registration options, what keynote speakers you can expect to hear from, and we'll be talking about our Alabama Beef Pack auction items. In fact, we will be unveiling them right here on this podcast. So, Erin, let's not waste any time.
Yeah, I agree, Kayla. We've got a lot to cover in a little bit of time, so looking forward to sharing all this info. So, Kayla, why don't you go ahead and start us off and tell us about what's new this year?
Yeah, sure thing. So it'd be worth mentioning that each year we take steps to really just take in feedback from our event attendees and evaluate the convention once it's over, because it's really our goal to make each convention better than the last. And that sounds like such a cliche, but we like to say that around here we like to put the fun in functional. So we want our event to be as fun as it is functional for our members to attend. So after last year's convention in February 2023, we sat down as a staff, we took notes, we brainstormed, we talked about new ideas and ways that we could fix things that maybe weren't quite right or right where we wanted them. So that being said, the next 4 or 5 things I'm going to mention are a direct result of that evaluation process from a year ago come to life now. So first and foremost, Saturday morning, we will be having a sunrise breakfast buffet. That is a $25 ticket. And let me tell you, this is the one that comes with a good backstory. The reason we're bringing this breakfast to life is because at each year's convention, when staff gets there on site to the event center, we sit down with the event center staff and have what we call a pre-con meeting. And last year it was funny because we sat down with the Renaissance staff here in Montgomery, and everybody, all hands are on deck at that meeting. And the hotel chef pulled out this file, and he was like, I remember you guys, because the last time y'all were here on Saturday morning, we went through 36 dozen eggs for you guys out of our.
We were the beef people.
Apparently, in the morning we're the egg people.
Okay,
we gotta support our friends in the poultry industry. So, so we all kind of met eyes as a staff and made a little note that maybe we could do better with that. Maybe we can have a breakfast instead of our people having to go find 36 dozen eggs from the hotel restaurant. So Saturday morning, we'll have a sunrise breakfast, $25 ticket, or if you purchase a do-it-all package, that is included in your do-it-all package. Speaking of do-it-all package, we now have a junior do-it-all package for $95. Your kiddos can come with you and get the same package as you, but just a little bit less money. We know that event attendance can be cost prohibitive, and sometimes it feels weird to buy a $200 package for your kids, so we brought this junior do-it-all package to life. A lot of mamas around here at the ACA, so we know what it's like, and we know that getting a full adult-sized plate for your kid isn't always the most convenient, and we know how wasteful our sweet little darling angels are. So in an attempt not to be wasteful, we've put together a junior do-it-all package that will get them the same thing as an adult package, but it will come with a child's plate and a child's menu.
I'll definitely be taking advantage of the children's.
Same.
Or the junior do-it-all for my kids, Kayla. I don't know about you.
Yes, Joanna will have one. She'll have a package with her name on it. So moving on, Friday evening, we will be hosting a happy hour sponsored by our friends at Alabama Farm Credit. And this is a result of us just noticing an odd break in our agenda on Friday, somewhere between the general session and the Buckles and Bids event. We noticed that there was this odd lull. It wasn't quite enough time to go back to your room and get a true rest in, but it was also too much time to just sit around the event center. So
yeah, and our trade show's closed for that hour too. So
yeah,
a lull is a good way to put it.
it's just an awkward lull, and people didn't know what to do. And our friends at Farm Credit also noticed that lull, and they approached us with this idea, and we were all about it. So join us for a happy hour Friday evening after the general session, and be sure to thank our friends at Farm Credit for their sponsorship. Next, this one should be kind of short and sweet. The Junior Cattleman competition's on Friday. I need you all to picture the Krispy Kreme Hot Donuts Now sign, okay? Because these competitions are now on Friday, not Saturday. We traditionally host those contests on Saturday, and in an effort to be able to get our FFA and 4-H friends there more easily through the form of a field trip, we have moved those events to Friday. So, contest now on Friday. Picture that as a sign. And last but certainly not least, this isn't new to this year's event, but we did want to just mention that it will be making a comeback because kind of like the Junior Do-It-All package, we got a lot of mamas around here on our staff, and we know how much everybody loved that bouncy house in the trade show. The bouncy house will be making a comeback so that your kiddos can have something fun to do. We're calling it the Cow Kids Corner Bouncy House, sponsored by the Alabama Cattle Women's Association, and it'll be back, parents, so make sure your kids have socks on and you can drop them off and let them play while you enjoy the trade show. So that's what's new to this year's event, but the highlight of each year really is our keynote speakers. So Erin, who will be joining us to keynote our different sessions this year?
Yeah, we really put a lot of thought into our speakers every year. I know a lot of folks. Obviously, you said we put the fun and functional of the convention. But we want you to walk away and go back to the farm with either whether it be knowledge on the farm, knowledge about what's happening in the state, maybe just something that you didn't know when you came. And so, with that said, I'm pretty excited about our group of speakers this year. Pretty strong lineup, Kayla.
Yeah, it is. It is a good one.
Let's just kind of start day by day. So Friday, for those that are on the board and join us for the board luncheon, we'll be welcoming our Secretary of State, Wes Allen, who's been a longtime friend of the association. He was a state representative before running for state office. And so he's going to be joining us to give a little update on what's happening in his office there with the Secretary of State. And then as we move into Saturday, really have a lot of speakers joining us. Oh, I can't forget Friday afternoon.
Our general session
one. Sorry, Friday afternoon at our general session one. This one's exciting. We're going to have so in Huntsville, that is the home base for a company called Hudson Alpha. And that's the Institute for Biotechnology, and what a neat story they have. I'm not gonna try to tell everybody here because I want people to come and hear it for yourself. But we're going to be welcoming Dr. Josh Clevenger, who is one of the lead research scientists at Hudson Alpha. And he'll tell us a lot about the company itself, but they are a world-renowned genomics company and started off with human genomics and have really expanded and are now working in the field of agriculture, and they're even starting to dabble into cattle genetics. So this is going to be one that, a couple of years ago, everybody was really enjoyed the talk we had when we had our friend John Driscoll from the Alabama Port Authority, just because it's something a little different. It's not absolutely 100% cattle related, but it's just good general knowledge about our great state. And so I think folks will enjoy learning more about Hudson Alpha. As I have in the last year, and you have too.
We went and toured it the end of 2023, and the place is really it's incredible. It's fascinating, and to know that it's here in Alabama, it's really neat, and we're excited to bring it to convention.
Yeah, so Dr. Clevenger will be with us Friday afternoon, and then moving into Saturday morning, fresh in the morning, we'll have our good friend Mary Thomas Hart, MT as I call her. She's one of my good friends that works in D.C. for National Cattlemen's Beef Association. Any of you that are familiar with WOTUS, Waters of the United States, Mary Thomas is just an absolute expert in that area. She's a lawyer working for NCBA, and she basically wrote the amicus brief that went along with WOTUS to fight it.
She is a litigation warhorse. I mean, she has dealt with some of the toughest industry issues that we face, and with such grace. I mean, she is an excellent spokesperson.
Yeah, folks will enjoy hearing her. She's just a ball of energy and a real bulldog, which is what you need when you're doing that kind of work. So,
And Erin, correct me, does she have Alabama roots?
yeah, so MT, she's got some ties to Lowndes County, which ACA President Chuck Medeiros is really excited about. So I believe her aunt attends the same church as Chuck and Katie.
Yeah, I think that's right.
So yeah, looking forward to having MT with us. And then as we get to the luncheon, the Cattlemen's Luncheon, which is really our big, probably political type luncheon that we have each year. And cannot wait to have Lieutenant Governor Will Ainsworth as our keynote there. He has done incredible work in the state in his first term and moving into his second term. You know, he's just got a lot of successes to talk about and things that have moved this state forward. And so really looking forward to having him. And for those that don't know, Governor Ainsworth, you know, he's a cattle guy. He's a Marshall County. He's got a farm. He's got cattle. And so he'll look forward to visiting with us. So, and then I can't forget about our cattlemen's colleges. I know a lot of folks come just for that probably.
Mm-hmm.
Both of those cattlemen's colleges, sponsored by Zoetis, are going to take place in the trade show on Saturday. And so be a lot of activity in there. But this year we've got Dr. Gary Sides, who is one of the lead nutritionists for Zoetis, and Dr. Dan Tracy, who is a really well-known veterinarian for Zoetis. Both of them will be coming in and doing 2 sessions in the trade show. So a lot to learn, probably a lot to ingest, quite honestly, as we're eating good food at the convention.
Yeah, and all this is, of course, in addition to our largest beef cattle industry trade show that happens here in Alabama. And during those trade show at 2 o'clock each day, Friday and Saturday, we'll also have Taste of Alabama beef cooking demos.
That's one of my favorites.
Yeah.
That's good stuff.
It's good stuff. Our hosts are so much fun. On Friday, we'll have Miss Dana Standridge. She wrote a cookbook called Happiness is Homemade, Y'all, and she'll be joining us to prepare a beef dish. And then on Saturday at 2 o'clock, Kathy Adams Phillips with Kathy's Southern Kitchen will be hosting the Taste of Alabama demonstration in the trade show again at 2 o'clock. And both of those ladies are fabulous. They do a great job.
They love beef.
They love beef. They're great on social media. Follow them on their channels if you haven't already. But we're really excited about having them and having all of these speakers. It's going to be a great time.
Don't rely on podcasts alone to stay connected to Alabama's beef industry. Follow us at AL Cattlemen on Facebook and Instagram to get daily news and updates from the Alabama Cattlemen's Association.
Kayla, how can folks get registered for this great event?
Yeah, so that is quite a robust question. And before I get into too much detail, I want to say that if you visit our website, bamabeef.org, and click the events tab, you'll see a link to the 2024 ACA Convention and Trade Show. Click that link, follow it to our convention website where there's a tab called registration. And there you can read all about everything that I'm about to say and then register online. So, first, our most comprehensive package is called a Do-It-All package, and it means what it says. For $195, you can do it all. The only agenda item that's not included in this package is the Board of Directors luncheon. So if you want to attend that and hear from Secretary of State Wes Allen, that ticket will be $38 additional dollars, unless you're a member of the state board. If you are, you should have received a board notice with instructions on how to claim that complimentary meal ticket. All right, next, the couples combo. That just means that if you purchase 2 Do-It-All packages, so like you and your husband, you and your wife, 2 Do-It-All packages, an automatic $25 discount will be applied to your cart at checkout. It was really, Erin, the best deal in town.
Oh, absolutely. That's something that I think everybody can take advantage of.
The next package we've already mentioned a little bit is the Junior Do-It-All package, so I don't want to spend too much time, but it's the same thing as the Adult Do-It-All. It's just at a discounted rate and will include a child's plate and a child's menu instead of serving a 12-ounce ribeye to a 4-year-old.
How about a cheeseburger or some pizza?
Yeah.
I know my kids would enjoy that.
Yeah, some kid food. They get a little overwhelmed with those big steaks, and it's so wasteful. So this package is marketed for kids 12 and under. So be sure to get your junior cattleman registered for that. All right, next on the list are our day passes. These are $30 for a single day or $60 for a 2-day weekender pass. These will get you into the trade show, the cattlemen's colleges, the general sessions, the membership meetings, basically everything that happens at the convention except for the meals. So if you want to experience convention without having to attend our banquet style meals, this is the best option for you. It's either called a Friday pass, a Saturday pass, or a weekender pass on the site. And we also have these passes for collegiate cattlemen and junior cattlemen at a discounted rate. We do that because we want to see these young people at our events, and we want to see them getting involved on the grassroots level. And we know that, for young people, things can be especially college students, events can be cost prohibitive at times. So we have this little discounted rate to encourage them to come. And last but certainly not least, on the flip side of what I just talked about, if you only want to attend meals, well, lucky for you, you can do that. You can opt to purchase a meal tickets a la carte, and you do that by selecting the meals only registration option. And then you can go on to select whichever meals you'd like to attend. So for a quick rundown, the Board of Directors luncheon is a $38 ticket. The Buckles and Bids Friday night dinner ticket is $45. The Saturday sunrise breakfast is $25. The Cattlemen's Luncheon, which will feature the Lieutenant Governor Will Ainsworth, that's a $58 ticket. And our Saturday night Cattlemen's Heritage Banquet, where we will graduate our Young Cattlemen's Leadership Program Class 10, as well as induct new members into the Alabama Livestock Hall of Fame. That is a $65 ticket. Okay, again, I know that's a lot to take in, but don't worry. All of this is written out on the website where you can absorb it and ruminate on it, but don't wait too long. If you want to purchase meal tickets, we really, really, really encourage you to hop online within the next week or so and purchase those. Candidly speaking, we have to guarantee meals with the venue. And after the week of February 12th, meal tickets are going to be very limited in number to purchase. So again, just visit our website, click events, click the convention and trade show link, and then it'll take you to the registration process. And if all else fails, just call our office and ask to speak to myself. I'm Kayla, or Miss Jessica on our staff, and we will get you straight.
Kayla, that's a great lineup of how we get registered, which folks definitely need to jump on and do. They can take advantage of that. But you mentioned that Friday night event, the Buckles and Bids, which is one of my favorites, obviously, just because it's a lot of fun. But then we also get the opportunity to raise a lot of money for our Alabama Beef Pack auction.
Yeah, that event really is so much fun. That's where folks dress up in their cattleman's best and just come for a lot of good camaraderie, and the energy in the room is it's radiating with fun and with just a good time for all.
Yep. So we mentioned the auction taking place, and that is a feature of that night. Our good friend Cracker Johnson will be leading the efforts there again.
He always does a great job.
Does an awesome job helping us raise money. But we've got some great items this year, and I'll direct everybody to their February Alabama Cattleman magazine when they get it. The lineup will be in there, and then I have a feeling we'll probably add a few more things between now and the convention.
Oh, it always happens.
Yep. But I know, Kayla, you'll be sending out that information via email. It'll be on social media.
Yep, that's right.
And then if folks are curious, hey, can I put like a bid in or something, they can contact Reed at our office, and he'll take that bid gladly. So we've got a few options. If you're not there in person, we can take care of you. But let's talk items. So kind of a plethora of different things. We've got some custom made items that are whiskey decanters with glasses that are really nice with ACA logos on them. That are donated and these are all donated by members. We've got Senator Britt's book.
Oh, it's a good one. God calls us to do hard things.
Yeah. So when we were in DC, she signed that for us. So we have a signed book by Senator Britt herself, who's a great ACA lover and supporter. And we've got the cover of the Alabama Cattleman magazine that we'll auction off, which is always a favorite amongst our seed stock producers. They're kind of vying for that cover.
That's a fun competition to watch.
Yep, and then we'll have bull credits, some heifer credits. So again, our seed stock folks, very, very generous in giving that for us to auction off and give folks an opportunity to bid on. And then we've got a beach trip this year.
Yeah, that's new.
Yeah, so thankful for that. Little stay down in Miramar Beach, thanks to one of our members, and so you can check that out. So a lot of different things offered. Again, I'm not going to go over every one of them, but going to be a strong auction. And again, all of the money raised, every single penny of it goes straight into the Alabama Beef Pack. And I'm sure we'll talk about the Beef Pack more in another podcast, but just as a general, that money, that's a political action committee, and we use that money to support government officials that support us in agriculture when they're running for office. So important mission there, and want to get folks involved as much as we can.
That sounds like quite the event between all the things that we listed on Friday and Saturday, between the meals the educational sessions, the different speakers, of course, the trade show that's open both days. There is so much going on at convention. You don't want to miss it.
Your membership matters. Join the ACA today and enjoy exclusive member benefits, including a subscription to the Alabama Cattleman magazine. Learn more today at bamabeef.org/join.
Kelly, I'll say this real quick. Our convention, it's one of the largest ones in the Southeast.
Oh, yeah.
It's not the largest, I won't say that, but it's grown a lot the last few years. I think it's a great opportunity for anyone that wants to come. I doubt you would walk away without a little nugget of information you didn't have when you came.
Yeah, and if you do, let us know, because that means that we've got more work to do as a staff to continue to make it better. Because like I said, every year we evaluate this thing and want to make sure that it comes out better each time. So we hope that the 2024 convention is better than the 2023, which was better than the 2022, and so on and so forth. All right, y'all know what that sound means. It means that we're about to wrap up this episode, but not before we give you 3 fast facts that we think you need to know. Erin, what's this week's Cattle Connect fast facts?
I've got fun ones this week. First of all, if you're like me, you're going to be excited about this. Daylight savings time starts on March 10th, which means we are only 37 days away.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Another fun fact, it's a leap year this year, and we are in the month of February, so quick reminder, there are 29 days in February this year. And then lastly, really for our young producers that are listening, 21 to 40 years of age, our application process is now open for the Young Cattlemen's Leadership Program for the class that will begin in May of this year. And so definitely, if you have any interest whatsoever of learning more about that program or finding out some info, please give our office a call so that we can walk you through how to get signed up to probably do something that you will move forward with the rest of your life, and networking and friends and just learning about the industry.
Well, there you have it, this week's Fast Facts. Know them, love them, and thank you all for tuning in. Be sure to come back next week as Erin and I will join you in studio for a deep dive into the ACA's legislative priorities as we kick off the Alabama legislative session on Tuesday, February 6th here in Montgomery. We'll see you next time. Well, folks, thanks for tuning in to this episode of Cattle Connect, brought to you by the Alabama Cattlemen's Association. Be sure to subscribe to get notified when our next episode goes live. And until next time, remember, beef, it's what's for dinner.